Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here on my very last day in Doha. And this has been a crash course in Qatar. It's an amazing country, and we've seen a lot in the last few days. And I'm here with Phil Dickinson, who is leading international markets and MICE for Visit Qatar. So we're going to talk with him about what we just did, and also about a unique program that they have for doing exactly what we just did, is what you can experience if you book your clients in a stopover program in Qatar. So you'll hear all about that and more on Insider Travel Report. Phil, as I said, this has been a real crash course, but purposely, because you've been trying to give us an exposure to everything that Qatar, as I say, sometimes I say Qatar, sometimes I say Qatar, and nobody seems to care, has to offer. So let's talk a little bit about what we did, because you're aware of the same itinerary. You were with us on some of this stuff, and first of all, where the heck are we here now?
Yeah, well, we're here at the moment at the Shark Village Ritz-Carlton, one of our fabulous five-star resorts with beachfront and fabulous spa and restaurant options. It's more of a hotel in traditional Arabic style. Yeah. So that's where we are currently in Parisa, having a typical Arabic lunch at the moment.
And in fact, we're doing this before lunch, so we may rush it so we can eat. So we'll see what happens there. Now, when we started though, we're staying at the Waldorf Astoria, right across from this brilliant mall, the Place Vendôme, which is 4 stories high in the center, covered, and it's an open. I've never seen a mall this size.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, obviously there's a lot of malls in Qatar. You're staying in, as you mentioned, you're staying at the Waldorf Astoria Lusail, but I just want to give a bit of context as well to this, because Qatar's gone through an amazing amount of infrastructural changes in the last 7 or 8 years, and we've literally doubled our amount of inventory. So we've moved from 20,000 hotel rooms to 40,000 hotel rooms. So we have a huge selection of brand spanking new properties to complement, and we're not chasing mass tourism, let's be clear about that, because Qatar had, you could argue, not that many hotels. We went from about 110 properties to 220. So what we've got now is, and it's not just, you've referenced a few, but we've got beautiful new resorts like the Waldorf Astoria and Lusail, but we've got others as well. We've got Banyan Tree, we've got Hilton
the
Sour.
Incredible Fairmont and Raffles, which is an architectural, amazing building that I'll probably see a shot of that.
Exactly.
I didn't even get a chance to go over there, but it looks amazing.
Yeah, the Fairmont Raffles is our iconic property, built in the form of the 2 swords, with 2 stunning towers, with a Fairmont on one side and a Raffles all suite on the others, and some amazing dining options, and the ballroom, just a out of this world venue ballroom that they have there as well. So as I mentioned, a lot of new hotels, all the brands that you'd recognise, but obviously some local with the local flavour and local architecture to complement what we've always had in Qatar with our fabulous, world-class museums, our art and culture, our art installations, our desert experiences, our traditional souk, our dhow boat trips. So I think we're really set up for success, and we want, this trip was very much part of that, to show the trade media that what is Qatar all about, and try and dispel some of those myths about people thinking that you can't drink, or there's nothing to do,
and you can drink in the hotels. Yeah, absolutely.
Correct, and in certain areas as well, tourist areas.
And is there anything to the fact that you took us to this amazing water park? It was Mariel Water Park, which really just opened a few months ago, and it hasn't even had the official opening. I honestly haven't seen a water park this size with this many intricate slides. Sadly, we didn't have time to do it. Some of us came with bathing suits, but apparently it wasn't open yet. But some of those slides, I'm glad I didn't have the bathing suit, because if I really thought about going down, I might have thought twice.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's all part of making sure that we're a desirable destination. There's plenty for people to do, whether it's families, and obviously these water parks. And it's that Mirio is, as you say, sensational. So many options of slides and things for the family to do. But then we have another one we have a water park out at the Salwa Beach Resort as well, another big water park. We have the Winter Wonderland, which is we
pass by. It's a more traditional amusement park, but open during the winter, because the summer might be a little hot.
Exactly. It's an outdoor theme park. So the Elm area we're super excited about, and of course that will open with a resort next to it as well, the Rixos Keften Island.
Yeah, it's not quite open yet, but soon, right?
Soon coming.
And you actually took us to another place. In fact, when we first met, you took us to a beach club, which apparently there are a lot of beach clubs because we're right on the Persian Gulf on the water, and there are a series of beach clubs that you can go and book for your clients, and they can spend the day at the beach, right?
Exactly, yeah. We took you to the Doha Sands and then also to the B12, which are beach clubs right in the West Bay. So you have a huge amount of choice of hotels in the West Bay, 30 plus hotels, all again brands you'd recognise, the Wyndhams, the Intercons, the Dusits, and what they perhaps missed out on a little bit, certainly for the leisure traveller or even for the MICE corporate traveller that's maybe doing some leisure or staying on, is they missed that sort of beach access. So
right.
So now we have those wonderful beach clubs. Either the access is included in the rate of the hotels, or it's a very minimal charge to get into those beach clubs anyway. And then of course we do include it in as one of the packages on the very comprehensive stopover program.
We're going to talk about that in a second, because I thought that was a fascinating program that you have to get people really acquainted with Qatar. And then you also took us out to this incredible brand new resort, Raza Brook, which is actually from, I believe, the Mexican chain. And I actually interviewed the folks out there, and that is about an hour and a half outside of the main city. But if you're looking to get away and just relax for a while, that's a great option, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We want to show that we've got some unique properties, and the Ras Al Brook Habitas property is exactly
Habitas,
that.
right.
Habitas out in the desert, but as you know, we're quite unique in Qatar, where the desert meets the sea. So of course you'll see the dunes, but you'll also have you'll be on the ocean as well. But there's others as well outside of the city or outside of the Lusail area. We've also got the wonderful Zulal Wellness Resort, which is run by Chiva Som. So everybody that's looking to sort of relax, unwind in this unbelievable wellness resort, whatever their needs are in terms of looking at their health and well-being. So we have that stunning Zulal Wellness Resort that'll tailor the programs to the guests. We've even got a kite surfing resort. We've got Fakara
That'd be interesting. I'm not really into kite surfing, but it would be what I like to watch it.
Yeah, so a resort specifically for kite surfers, which is a Hilton resort, stunning little, really cool, and it's very hip and trendy, and for your kite service, and you literally step out of your bungalow straight onto the beach. It's
not too bad.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I did want to talk to you about, you mentioned the stopover program. So if you are flying Qatar Airways, which actually is an amazing airline. Everybody, when people heard I was on Qatar Airways, I get all these messages. Oh, it's amazing. The business class is like a first class, first of all, and even the economy, I think, looked really good when I could see it. We were lucky enough to be business class, but you get here, you go to a stunning brand new airport that I believe was constructed for the World Cup a couple of years ago, and you get whisked through customs very easily in Al Mahala Lounge, and there we were. A few minutes later, we were at our hotel. But you have a stopover program available that you can spend a night, 2 nights, 3 nights here, and do all the things we were just talking about for your clients to get them exposed to what Qatar has to offer. And talk a little bit about that stopover program, because some of the rates, I thought, these are crazy rates.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, we've worked on a program to come up with the best value and best choice stopover program. The whole idea behind that, so we work closely with Qatar Airways and Discover Qatar, who's their inbound DMC, and also they have
Those are
Qatar.
the ones that took us out in the Jeeps all the way out to the resort is in these Toyota Land Cruisers.
Exactly,
Right?
so inbound DMC, and they also run the holiday company it's part of the Qatar Airways group. So we work very hard. We subsidise it as Qatar Tourism, subsidise the rate. The hotels are fantastic. They come in with some really aggressive, really competitive rates. It's a 24-hour check-in, and the program is fantastic. It's for anybody that's doing a minimum of 1 night stay up to 4 night stay. They can get these very competitive, aggressive rates in different types of packages, starting at a range of 4-star hotels for $14 US per person.
I heard that and I was like, no, that's not right.
Yeah. So it is correct, $14 US and in a choice of 4-star hotels, and then it just goes up to $24 in a 5-star property, and then we
Only
have
24.
No, 24.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can do that. Stretch to that, right?
So, and then we have other packages that at the very top end hotels that also include other things like your transfers and your breakfast and your excursions and things. So we have
and the beach club and things.
And the beach clubs, exactly that. So we have a range of products, but the idea is, and this is, it's important for the trade and the consumer, but we want trade engagement. We're working very hard with the trade to get them to, include it in the packages, right? I mean, why wouldn't they? All they need is to register as a Discover Qatar client. The rates are all net in the system, so they can just, obviously, if they want to charge a handling fee to their clients. But if they're coming from US or coming from east to west, west to east, then it's easy for the agent just to add it to the package, right? Because they could say, guess what? I've added in a 2-night stay or a 1-night stay.
If you're going off to Australia or anywhere beyond, because Doha really is a great hub for that kind of travel, you can say, well, let's take a rest in Qatar for a day or 2 days or maybe 3 days. I mean, there's enough to do here, actually, I think for a week, but to get exposure to it, I mean, I would come in just to do the water park personally, what I just saw, but also, play at the beach, do some of the museums, the cultural things. We just got down with the souk. I was here a year ago, and I didn't get to the souk. It was closed.
Yeah.
I saw the camels, but I didn't see the souk. So if you're booking your client and you want to have them do something really exotic and really interesting, a stopover in Qatar is really the right thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, we're blessed by our geographical location, right? We're on, we're very much en route from east to west or west to east, and we know. I mean, Qatar Airways is serving 177 destinations, as we know. So we have, we have a world-class airline, award-winning airline. We have a world-class award-winning airport with HIA. So we want to, and we also know there's 40 million passengers that transit through Qatar every year. So we see that a little bit as low-hanging fruit. And the fact that perhaps there isn't that awareness of Qatar, we're using the stopover as the hook to people to say, look, come and, why wouldn't you? Because it's such a good price. And if you do stop over, and generally when people get here, their perceptions change and they're amazed and they're blown away and then they're impressed and they love it. With everything that you've mentioned in terms of, and also, the levels of service here are excellent, super safe, safest country in the world.
We're going to say that. Everybody has a sort of, it's a little off the beaten path, but, I mean, people are starting to go to places like Dubai, and they're going to Abu Dhabi, and Qatar is, I wouldn't even say the third option. It is definitely one of the great options because of the connectivity, and because if you're going to come through there, and it's a place for meetings and business, but also leisure, go out and do something. You can have contests out at the water park. I don't know, but it's amazing. But it's such a great program, and you've just introduced it, really.
Exactly. We've just introduced it. We're promoting it. You'll start seeing consumer campaigns to promote it as well, so we can get the consumer engaged. But as I said, the trade is super important to us. The reason for hosting this fam trip, but also we host a lot of the tour operators and travel agencies as well to get them up to speed with it. But as I said, we see that as the hook. Of course, we want more point-to-point. We want more meetings. We want more incentives, conferences, exhibitions for longer stays. We want more leisure.
Or sporting activities. And I say that because one thing we forgot about is we all got lucky enough to go to the final of the Asian Cup last night. Surprisingly, Qatar beat Jordan 3-1. They were very happy here last night. There was a lot of people racing around in their cars. But that's not the only sporting event you have. You're keying on a lot of these kind of events, entertainment and things as well in Qatar, right?
Definitely, yeah. So a big focus for us is events. You're 100% right. So what we've focused on is a full calendar. What we want 12 months of the year. We want to show the visitor that there's plenty of things going on. So yes, you're 100% right. A lot of it is around sport, but not just sport.
Yeah, entertainment as well.
Entertainment, yeah. So we're bringing in, performers, comedians, pop groups, singers.
So you think you can go to Vegas for a pop? You can come over here and go to Qatar and like that, and also go to the water park and stay in a wonderful hotel too.
Yeah.
So, right?
And check out qatarcalendar.com because every month we're adding. I mean, there's too many to mention. I mean, they're sport mad here, so it's not just footballs, but you'll see
F1, Grand Prix.
Tennis. There's the tennis going on at the moment, the ladies, and then the men's tennis. There's the Qatar Masters, and then we have a live event probably later in the Qatar Masters European Tour, and a live event probably later in the year. We've got aquatics going on at the moment. We've got beach volleyball. We've got table tennis. There's as I said, too many to mention, which is why we've introduced the Qatar Calendar Web Summit, one of the biggest tech shows coming. We had the Geneva International Motor Show. We're getting that every other year. The only time it's left Switzerland. So we're really trying to give people reasons. And as you've seen for yourself, it's very easy everything's accessible, right? Nothing's too far away. No. So whether
you have a metro, you got Uber here, you got everything else, and you can go anywhere you want. The desert was an hour and a quarter out there to go to the desert resorts, but that's great because you're out of the city. But I mean, there are definitely a whole lot of reasons to come to Qatar today, right?
Yeah, absolutely, James. I mean, as I say, we're open for business. We feel that we've got, that cultural essence, that, as I say, where that sort of tradition meets modernity side of things. So we've filled the calendar. We've opened all these beautiful hotels for people at very affordable prices. By the way, the prices at the hotels are exceptional.
Yeah, for a 5-star hotel, you won't believe the rates and everything else, and your clients won't believe how inexpensive they are for the quality of service and everything else, and the dining too. So
and the dining options and the service levels that you're going to experience as well. So we as I said, we know. It's, we have our strategy and we're very clear on that. We want to get to 6 or 7 million visitors by 2030. We achieved 4 million. We achieved 4 million in 2023, which was nearly 100% increase on pre-COVID levels. So we're heading in the right direction, but we've got a little bit of a way to go. And with that, what that means is that will increase our contribution to GDP. That'll move our contribution from 6% to 12%, but also it'll create jobs in Qatar. It'll create another 150,000 hospitality jobs. So it's all part of the whole Vision 2030 that Qatar has, and tourism is just one pillar. There's other pillars around technology and innovation and education and other areas, but that's our sort of contribution to
and so you were wondering what would happen to Qatar after they hosted the World Cup just a couple years ago. Well, here we are. Less than 2 years ago, and it is getting on track, and you've got incredible visitation, a lot of reasons to be here. You can see we were actually in the stadium that hosted Lusail Stadium, which hosted the final of the World Cup. So that was pretty, and now it just hosted the final of the Asia Cup. So it was exciting. It was really a great time. Anything else you want to tell our 126,000 travel advisors out there about Qatar today?
No, I'd just like to say, look, and James will be testament to this, and our other guests. But listen, come see it for yourself, right? Seeing is believing. I mean, there's a lot of, everybody. There's always a little bit of those myths that exist out there, and we know we're a little bit of the new kid on the block. People, Dubai been doing it for 30 years, right? We've only been doing it for a few years, and I think the World Cup highlighted. If we can lay on it, if we can manage a World Cup, I think we can look after your guests. So I think they're going to get a premium experience at an affordable rate. So break up that journey and come and immerse yourself in a little bit of history and tradition and culture, or activities, or enjoy some of these stunning hotels that we have.
And now, if our travel advisors want to go learn more about all these programs, what are the websites, the places that they can go?
Absolutely. So we have our corporate website, which is qatartourism.com, and there's lots of trade. There's a trade section in there where they can get access to assets or imagery or videos. Then we also have our Qatar Specialist Program, QSP. It's a 2.5-hour program that will teach you all about. You can dip in and dip out. You don't have to do it all at the same time. And there's an opportunity for them to become fully certified as a Qatar Specialist Program expert. So I'd encourage them to do that because it highlights everything in there: the malls, the attractions, the restaurants, the hotels, all detailed information. And then, of course, if you go onto the Discover Qatar website for trade, then that'll tell you all the details all about the stopover.
The stopover and all these wonderful excursions you can go on. And then, of course, there's that schedule of events that you were talking about.
QatarCalendar.com, yeah.
QatarCalendar.com. Well, Phil, I want to thank you for taking the time and also being the host here for an incredible trip. I've been to Qatar once before. I look across, I can see an MSC cruise ship. One of them, I was on Costa a year ago. It's one way to go to Qatar, absolutely. But honestly, to be here for a few days and
we didn't talk cruising, did we?
We didn't talk. Well, there is a lot of cruise traffic coming in. I think you have Silver Sea coming here. You have I don't know what other.
Yeah, let me just. Sorry, that is one thing remiss of me. So, a lot to talk about. But yes, we opened the new Grand Terminal, which is our fabulous new facility. We always had a terminal there, but this is our new shining light. All built in traditional architecture. Yeah, has a museum in it. So it has a aquarium in it, but also has an art gallery in it. Has a viewing deck on it. But the beauty of it is that around the area around which I know you drove to this morning, the MENA district, you have local fish markets, you've got local coffee shops, you've got local restaurants, and because of our proximity of the Grand Terminal, it's a short walk, half an hour if you want to walk across to the museums or the souk
And
as
there's
well.
a wonderful, there's an Islamic art museum, there's a souk, there's an incredible national museum that I didn't go this time, but the last time. It's amazing, tells you all about the history, how this all happened, how this country happened. And so there's a lot to see and do. And we could keep talking
We
because
could keep talking.
we just on another topic that we forgot about totally. And it was reminded me because I'm looking at a cruise ship over there. So there's more than enough things for your clients to do, for you to do if you come here. Again, Phil, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
It's been great to see you, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Definitely. Thanks, James. Thanks for all the support, and anything anybody needs, please feel free to reach out to us.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.